Chuck Shadow Cunt.
Oh, we're live.
We're live.
Hold on, I gotta get Twitter up.
Welcome to the Chuck Stew Show. My name is Dr. Pearls, Houston Book. Buck Strickland is opening up an ice cream, and he thinks he's hot shit, but guess what? His ice cream makes him cool as fuck. We're here with Chuck Stew, Dr. Chuck Stew. He just got 3 PhDs in biochemistry, meteorology, and stoichiometry. This guy,
Boom, we're live.
he's smart as fuck. He's live on Twitter. Chuck, introduce yourself to your fans.
What? Fucking thing could have. Shit.
Fuck him, dude. Fuck Twitter.
Damn it. Can you
Okay.
do this?
Oh.
All right, so I'm Chuck Stew here. We have the man. We got the myth, the legend. He's coming to the studio. His name is Dr. Buck Strickland. You may remember him as Hank Hill's boss. And he also had an affair with a woman with blonde hair named Ms. Liz. Oh, wait, no, wait. I think that was his wife.
That was my wife. Fuck Debbie.
Debbie, that was her name.
I planted evidence in Hank's truck because I was worried that I was going to get arrested, but it all worked out. She ended up committing suicide.
Didn't you call her Sugar Plum? Is it live?
It's live.
Oh, okay, so we are live. All right, so thank you for coming to the studio.
You know Usher has herpes?
Oh, shit, is that Usher? Oh, man. Yeah. He likes the women that I like. What?
How do you go live?
You hit the... Fuck, here, take
Got
this.
it.
Did you get it?
Go live.
All right, so
Hello.
Dr. Chuck Stew here. I'm the doctor. I came from the University of Berkeley, and I majored in this class of GAME. And so for the Dr. Chuck segment, we're going to be talking about a couple of different things. There's a whole lot of boy diddling going on in Hollywood.
A lot of boy diddling.
And you know,
Oh my God.
you know who's my hero right now? You know who my hero is?
Buck Strickland.
Buck Strickland. And who else is also my hero? His name, he has long, nice hair. Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman. Okay, yeah, we're getting right into this because Corey Feldman is interesting. He is about to try to expose the pedophilia ring that's been going on in politics and in the media, which is something that here at Chuck Stew, if you've been listening to us, we have known about for a long time. Have anybody heard of Comet Ping Pong Pizza? Anybody? Nobody? All right, you guys have heard of it. Fucking John Podesta is raping kids, has been raping kids, and nobody's doing anything about it. But here comes Corey Feldman, and guess what? He tries to get killed. He almost gets killed. What is that a coincidence? What do you think?
Did that happen?
Yeah. He said he almost got fucking killed, like because he was trying to he was trying to expose it. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was that one time when I was hanging out at Crave, writing a poem, and a guy walked really close to me when I was sitting down outside. It was just a random middle-aged man, and he graced me with his windbreaker. And I honestly thought, because at the time, I was like, oh no, Chuck Stew's getting kind of big here. And I thought to myself, this dude's going to hit me with one of those needles of cyanide in it, and I'm going to die of a random heart attack. I was like, oh shit, dude. But the guy didn't touch me. So it was just a random coincidence. But I did not know Corey Feldman almost died. What, today? Yesterday? What?
Yeah,
I didn't read about
and
this.
He was arrested too. Like they fucking immediately put him in cuffs. Like when he started talking about the whole thing with the child molestation and shit, they put him in cuffs. Like they were ready to fucking put him down. And you know what? Honestly, it matches exactly what's been going on forever. You know, with Comet Ping Pong Pizza, shit in Seattle. If you don't know better, look up Pizzagate and see. And you'll be appalled. You will figure out what's really going on. And I don't know. It makes sense because honestly, that's exactly what I expect out of this government. So I mean, I'm not surprised. Illuminati, I'm telling you, dude.
Well, okay. Who was the guy that Corey Feldman exposed? That was in that one. He was only in like 2 films.
I'm gonna look that up here right now.
All right, so you look it up. So what do we got first on the docket here? Dr. Book, for the start of the Chuck Stew Show. As I know, we were going to talk about my boy, Kevin Spacey. He ain't my boy anymore. Because I actually honestly did really like that show, House of Cards. I watched the whole first season. And have you ever seen the movie Seven with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt? Have you ever seen American Beauty? Like, really good film. And then you find out he's a boy toucher. He's a kid diddler. He's a diddler. Yeah, like, he's one of those guys where if he wanted to put, he would hire a mortician to put corpse face paint on him like it was a damn black metal concert. And then he said, well, if I really died, you could just fuck me, throw me in the trash. Who cares? I'm dead. I guess so. Oh, great. So
all right, I got the names. Okay, so looking at CBSNews.com, I'll give you guys the fucking edit. He called out a former co-star named John Grissom.
That's him.
And his former child talent manager and convicted sex offender Marty Weiss were the ones that abused him, according to this. Now, I don't know who John Grissom is.
He was the director of 2 films with Corey Feldman in it. One was like...
I'll be honest, when I hear the word Grissom, all I think about is the lead character of CSI, but that was the character's name and not the actor's name, so I don't fucking know, honestly. But you know what? I believe it. Like, to be honest, like, I'll be honest with you. Like, I've been listening to all these actors and all these fucking famous people coming out recently saying they were abused as kids or they were abused recently by certain people, but it just all seems like to be a little convenient to be coming out at this time. Like, oh, the hot button topic of the night is child molestation or,
Opium.
famous actors raping kids, and here we go. Oh, well, I was raped. Like, I mean, it happens to be good timing. I don't want to tell everybody that they're wrong or that they're fucking, they're incorrect or anything, but like, for God's sake,
License to Drive. That was
License to Drive. That's the film. So if you want to see John Grissom and all his fucking child-loving glory, watch License to Drive.
Was Corey Feldman in the Goonies?
Corey Feldman probably was not in the Goonies, but for Lord's sake, I've never seen the Goonies. So I mean, and if you guys want to hate on that,
Stand By Me.
suck
That was the
my
other one
cock.
with Grissom.
Stand By Me. Well,
Those are 2 films.
you know what I mean.
And he
Yeah,
was in
Corey
the-
Feldman. He was like
Corey
one of the main
Feldman was in the
characters.
Goonies. Yeah. He was
Clark-
also
he
in
started-
The Lost Boys.
Ooh, well,
Gremlins.
that lost their there
The
goes his,
Burbs.
there goes his credibility.
Friday the 13th. He was in a lot of good
Ugh.
You
Ugh.
see that?
Ugh.
You see all these films Corey Feldman was in? That's pretty good, huh? He was on the Lost Boys film. You remember that film we saw one out on my 16th birthday? So how many minutes are we at here, Dr. Book?
You're already worried about the minutes? It's only been 8 minutes.
All right, so what is the next docket on for the script?
Well, let's see. From what you just sent to me here.
Yes.
I'm going to say that the next segment is going to be regarding Hillary Clinton. This is like the big news of what's going on right now.
Uh-huh.
Hillary Clinton's foundation was caught lying about the Russian connection. Basically, if you remember back in the long good old days when we were still having an election, Hillary claimed that Donald Trump was colluding with Russia to get him votes. However, it's been actually proved the opposite, that Hillary Clinton, their foundation themselves, actually had connections with Russia, and it just came out from the former DNC chair saying that they actually worked together with Russia, or they didn't, or there wasn't actually an official Russia-like connection, but they made it up to make Trump seem bad. So, I mean, surprise, surprise, Hillary was cheating the whole time, and she's trying to blame it on everybody else. And now we're getting the fucking real truth months later, and people are still supporting her. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't.
You know, actually, Buck Strickland here worked at a previous employment place where he worked with 2 women.
Boy, do I got a bone to pick with that one.
These 2 women really were into Hillary Clinton. He even told me one time on the ride home that one of the women said, even if she was a Satanist conducting rituals, I'd still vote for her. I don't remember what that woman's name was, but there's two of them. Oh, have to bleep that out. We're gonna, Dr. Book, edit that out.
Don't bleep it. Mary and Vera, if you're hearing this, I got your number. And I'm on call.
He's on call.
So, Buck, why did you come back from Japan?
Because they try to ban me because of my thoughts on the Syrians.
Did Japan make you sound like fucking Granny Savage or some shit?
They brought me back to be more savage. I'm in someone's pocket right now. I can't say who, but
You're in someone's pocket?
So Hillary Clinton actually, it actually came out finding out that the collusion with Russia actually came from the Hillary Clinton campaign, and also that Bernie Sanders, this also leaked this week, Bernie Sanders was paid by the Clinton Foundation to step down when he was running for president. So, Buck, now that these things leaked by your boy, Julian Assange, even though,
I never heard about it in the news.
yeah, you didn't see that? It was like on Breitbart and that other website. Yeah, that stuff leaked off the dark web. So, like it was like this week.
I heard like some shit on NPR the other day about like Hillary going against the DNC, but they're saying like they're like apologizing for like Hillary, like saying like, oh, that wasn't her, like she didn't do any of that, she didn't corrupt the DNC and ruin Bernie Sanders.
Oh no, it did come out by Julian Assange on WikiLeaks that
Show
Bernie.
me the facts. I'm Richard. Show me the facts. If you show me the facts, I'll believe it. Okay? I won't take facts over other facts.
So
You show me the facts, and I'll believe it.
on Julian Assange, who's Buck Strickland's boy, other than the other guy who was played by that.
I don't care if he raped those women. He reveals all the secrets.
Smells like shit.
We're talking about that Bernie Sanders was paid off by the Hillary campaign to stop.
Oh yeah. I got a thing to say. I was driving a couple days ago and I saw a bumper sticker, and it was saying something like, basically, I don't remember exactly what it said. It said something to the effect like Bernie Sanders can't be paid off by millionaires or something. Billionaires can't buy Bernie Sanders and shit. But then we found out that is exactly what happened. They gave him a fucking summer home and they paid him fucking hella money to just back down on the fucking primaries.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, honestly, you obviously don't watch the news.
Or death. They put a bullet.
Or death. Yeah, I'm sure they did. Honestly, like, politics is probably like the most fucking corrupt ass game I've ever fucking seen in my life. Like of all the things that you know in your life, like everything's a lie when it comes to politics. Like,
Of course.
all the personas that these people put out there when they want to get elected, like, it's not how they are. Like, it's not. Every single person that you see on political, like every politician, that's not how they are in real life. Like, they're accepting kickbacks. They're fucking taking bribes. They're fucking paying off. They're involved with very disgusting people.
Trump's the one paying off. He's got the big pockets.
Well, Trump's does got the big pockets, but I'll be honest, he's fucking running the country, so, and he won, so he deserves 4 years of fucking unencumbered rule.
Respect.
That's how we rule. I mean, honestly, we went from the Revolutionary War where we wanted to avoid having kings. Now we elected a president who's gonna rule over us. So I mean, it's like we never even improved ourselves. I don't know. I mean, I love America, but fuck, honestly, take a shot, young blood.
It's been 20 minutes.
It's the Chucks. Do you put him 20 minutes between, man? That's too much. I feel like that's not long enough.
Yeah, it takes 20 minutes for the liquor to hit your system.
Huh.
I saw it on a Reddit.
Dr. Chuck, speaking truth in the medical community.
Now, I got a medical question for, because he is a doctor, we probably should have a medical segment. That would make sense. Anyways, so there was this man who was a football player that was about to go to the NFL. He didn't because he had a brain aneurysm. A blood vessel blew up in his head and he died, but he was an organ donor. He donated his left kidney and also donated his heart to a man who was also a football player, but like an older man. I think he was like in his 40s or 50s or something. Yeah. And so, Dr. Buck, let me get your opinion on the fact that this man at the end of the interview on NPR said, I've never drank coffee before. I don't even remember what coffee tastes like. It's just not for me. But after the heart transplant, he said, I have a craving to drink 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day, and I have to do it. And he asked the mother of the guy from the heart that he got in the transplant, did your son drink coffee? And she said, oh yeah, he drank like 2 to 3 cups a day. He loved coffee. His heart was like a motor engine. Dr. Posing the book, I thought that was a brain thing.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's just put it this way. Yeah, technically, only a brain transplant or something of that nature could technically affect your brain, but there are many ways. The brain is such a complex organ that we can't even begin to describe all the things that it does for us and what it actually is. So my hypothesis when you told me earlier about this scenario, I'm assuming that either it's a psychosomatic reaction in which the person, the guy that received the heart, had heard at some point that the person donating the heart had drank coffee or enjoyed coffee very much, and so that kind of like psychosomatically made him enjoy coffee, or maybe he felt like he owed it to her to drink coffee because she had loved it so much. Another thing is, if you think about it, this guy probably had a really shitty heart for a long ass time. He probably felt like shit. He probably felt like shit every goddamn day. He couldn't handle it. Now all of a sudden he gets a brand new woman's heart that treats her shit like normal. Like there haven't been any fucking studies that have shown that coffee's bad for you. I mean, yeah, you can add sugar and cream and everything that'll make it bad for you, just like everything else. But coffee itself has not been proven to provide any negative side effects or negative problems.
It flushes out your gallbladder.
Exactly. So far, only positive effects, which is great. So I'm thinking that possibly the most likely reaction is that because he has such a new heart, he just wants to try new things. You know, he probably feels so fucking good right now. Like, he got a brand new fucking heart that probably was not that even bad, not that sick. He went from being, like, almost fucking dying to having a good-ass heart. So, yeah, I'd be want to drinking coffee, too. Like, hell yeah. I'm going to try every fucking thing that comes in my face. I'm going to say, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this thing.
Well, the kid, when he died, he was training because he got a scholarship, not a scholarship, whatever it is they pay you to come into the NFL. He got a contract and he died at 23. So he has a 23-year-old heart when he's like 47 in his body. And his mother says that his heart was like a Mustang engine. Like, it was very healthy because the guy worked out all the time. He drank coffee, but he only ate healthy food all the time. Anyways, I mean, let's say it's not psychosomatic. How about that one time about on the episode of Ripley's Believe It or Not, to ask one more medical question, where that guy accidentally walked into that blade that was spinning, the propeller blade on the plane that didn't take off. He accidentally walked into it, chopped, a 1/4 of his head off, and some of his brain came out. Yeah. He took a year to recover, but then afterwards, he was a master sculptor when he took no classes. Yeah. And there was also another thing on NPR while I was talking about that there is a thing in the medical world of people that have brain hemorrhages that recover after a year who speak perfect fluent French when they've never been to the country and they never studied the language. Yeah. So
it's crazy. You know, that's the thing about the brain is that, you know, we've been working, there's been thousands of years where people have been examining the body and trying to figure out how it works the way it works. But yet we still have not reached the complete understanding of what the brain does for us. And it'll probably be a long time before we even get to that point. And that's really where, you know, as a Christian man myself, that's where I'm trying to explain, hey, how the fuck could we have evolved from monkeys and all of our body just happens to work perfectly fine? Our brain is this magnificent organ that just we can't understand and just works perfectly for us. Wow, what a surprise. You know, another thing on that, scientists were recently working. There was some scientific discovery recently, and basically the gist of it was they feel like the universe should not exist based on the Big Bang Theory, because the way that the Big Bang Theory happened, nothing should have survived past that. But somehow we survived. So okay, where's your little missing link that you can prove that religion is fake? Oh wait. It's never been existent. Yeah. They've never been able to prove there's a missing link. They've never been able to find the Bigfoot. They've never been able to find the reason why the Earth exists. Oh, somehow it just does. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Whatever.
All right, fucks.
Go to church, you fuck asses.
Yeah, Buck Strickland says
something bigger than yourself. How about that? Fuck ass. God.
You atheist.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan. What you? You turned Buck Strickland down in the group chat, Orion, because nothing has passed you but psychedelic drugs, you piece of shit.
No, I turned him down.
He turned him down. That's what happened, Dr. Book. He fucking turned him down. Turned him down. Damn it.
Fuck that shit.
What's on the docket for the next part of the script?
Well, we've got about 30 seconds left before the commercial break.
For the commercial break.
So what I want you to do is just say something that you feel strongly about. We're going to do a quick little thing. Adolf Hitler kissed by American woman in shocking photo which leaked. What do you feel about that?
This is what I feel. From all the research I've done, from the great man himself, David Duke, I feel that the Zionist Jews have completely taken over our country and taken over most parts of the world. And the fact that Adolf Hitler was kissing an American woman states and shows us that he was not all that bad of a man. We'll be right back.
Oh my God. We'll be right back.
so I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. 'Cause when you look, when you laugh, when you smile, bring it back. Now I'm sad, I'm a mess. Now we hide, that's why I left, that's why I left. Will your tongue still remember the taste of my lips, my lips, my lips, my lips? Will your shadow remember the swing of my hips, my hips, my hips, my hips? Will your lover caress you the way that I did, I did, I did, I did? Will you notice my charm if he slips up one bit? 'Cause I don't need to know. I just wanna make sure you're okay. I don't need to know. I just wanna make sure you're all safe, all safe, all safe. Will he play you those songs just the way that I did? I did, I did, I did. Will he play you some strong just the way that I did? I did, yeah, 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 yeah. Will he treat you like shit just the way that I did? I did, I did, I did. 'Cause I don't blame ya. 'Cause I don't need to know. I just wanna make sure you're okay. I don't need to know. I just wanna make sure you're all safe.
Welcome back to the Chuck Stew Show. My name is Dr. Pearl's Houston book. That was Will He by Joe G from his new EP In Tongues, out on Friday. It's pretty good shit. For those of you that don't know, that is Filthy Frank. That's his serious music. If you want to know his other shit, go look up Pink Guy on iTunes and Spotify. That's also good shit. He is pretty talented. I got to tell you, before we get into more things, Chuck, rapping about Corey Feldman again. If you look at his Wikipedia page, of course, it does not mention anything about his recent activity, namely him naming his molesters and also discussing the child molestation ring in Hollywood. Doesn't mention anything on Wikipedia. Of course, that's just how it goes. Honestly, when you get to the point where we're at, where we're kind of speaking the truth everywhere we go, you just realize that some things just aren't going to be talked about. And that's our point. That's our point. We're the ones that have to share that. So, Chuck Stew? Anything to add?
Actually, yes. Okay, so back when we were recording season 3 of the Chuck Stew Show back at the place that I used to live at about a year ago, this actually came up for one of the segments back when we were recording for season 3 about Wikipedia, because I remember when I typed in the Comet Ping Pong Pizza into Wikipedia and every links of like articles that had to do with that particular story on Wikipedia, every page I clicked on said, this has been debunked as a fake story. Yep. So, do we know it's a fake story? We don't know, but is it happening? Probably. So, Corey Feldman, the whole thing about the sexual pedophilia not going on. I mean, what if you type in Kevin Spacey's thing on Wikipedia, it's going to say, all it's going to say on here is, oh, here's his discography because he's a great actor.
Yeah, here's his filmography and House of Cards. He won awards. Great. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. He was in American Beauty, and he was in Seven, and he was in House of Cards, and he was also in that other one where he was a criminal. I can't think of the name of the film. He wasn't in Sea of Love. That was Al Pacino. He's not from what I know of, he's not a pedophile. Oh my God. Sorry, use the Lord's name in vain there. Dr. Pearl's Houston book, I would be shattered and disgusted with myself. I wouldn't get out of bed for a couple days if there was a report that came out that Al Pacino was a sex offender. I don't know what I'd do with myself because he's like my favorite actor. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do with myself. The man has been in Sea of Love. He's been in Scarface. Have you ever seen that film? Oh my God. He's been in
Stop marking off about Al Pacino. You're fucking coming through your pants here. All right, the next question we're gonna discuss here. It's gonna be regarding some information that we'd like to share with you.
Ready.
This is the new segment we have tonight. It's called the Ask to Buck segment, and we're gonna discuss some things.
Out of the buck and into the fuck.
Out of the buck and into the fuck. Now, this is we're basically kind of this week we're kind of taking over the listen lady segment, and so we're gonna discuss some things that are in the news media here.
Hey, listen, lady. Hey.
The question is.
I'm a lady too in this day and age.
There was a globalnews.ca, a Canadian website, that said that the new Thor should be built as a comedy because of its humor. What do you think, Chuck?
I thought it was a comedy, and I'm not even. Oh, there we go. Personally, I already thought it was a comedy from the trailers I've seen and the performances by Mr. Jeff Goldblum of David Cronenberg's The Fly, one of Buck's favorite films of all time. But yeah, I think they should build up Thor Ragnarok as its own civilization of people. I believe we have the technology. We can definitely do that this day and age. I think Canada needs to lighten the fuck up and know its place in the world.
Well, they're talking about the fact that it was a comedy because of how bad it was. I didn't even know .ca meant Canada till tonight.
Yes, it does.
You see, the first thing that would come to my mind is California because they're important.
Why would California have their own web address?
Because they're important, unlike Canada.
True.
Canada is just a vast wasteland. It puts Tucson to shame. People are flocking here from Canada just to get to Tucson.
Well, that's right. You know, a couple of years ago, we put out an episode where we read this girl's book that you were talking to, and then we also read on the side of it, Lord of the Rings. Talked about wet holes in the first chapter. So, have you continued talking to that woman?
No. No, she didn't. She tried to be a mark for Bill Cosby and all his I'm not on it tonight.
So Bill Cosby, we're talking about Bill Cosby here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he, along with all the other people in the Illuminati, has stated completely that he is a part of that circle that touches kids. There's just these diddling kids and he's like one of those main guys, like you've seen all those memes that Kevin Spacey is in now, where you see those magic cards where sexual harassment's being thrown at him like a laser, but it bounces off because he says, I'm gay.
Take over. You take over. I'm not on tonight. The Culture Hard Corpse got me all hard and bothered.
Well, see, Dr. Pearl's Houston book, when it comes to Bill Cosby, did he even go to jail? What the fuck even going on with that? Like, did he even go to court? Like,
technically, Bill Cosby hasn't been convicted yet of all his crimes.
how long has it been? Like 2 years now?
Are you familiar with the court judicial system of the U.S.?
Yes, I am.
It takes fucking years and years for any of these like really big cases to happen. Like, honestly, I don't think Bill Cosby's been convicted yet, but he's like been going to court for the last like fucking couple of years. At least, man, it's been.
Wasn't
yeah, he was first out. He was first like accused of this in like 2014, and he's still like going into like fucking. He's still doing fucking trials. Let's see, like the most recent information as of November 6th. Oh wait, he's originally scheduled to be retried on the alleged sexual assault charges on November 6th. However, the judge granted Cosby's request to postpone the retrial until at least sometime in the spring of 2018, after the comedian hired a new defense team. So basically, this guy, Bill Cosby, he doesn't work anymore. All he does is talk to his fucking lawyers all the time. That sucks, dude. That really sucks. But then again, he probably shouldn't have fucking raped women. I mean,
like 12 different women.
I mean, come on. Oh, more than 60 women have accused him of rape, drug-facilitated sexual assault, sexual battery, child sexual abuse, and sexual misconduct. So, 60 women. I mean, Come on, man. Like 60 chicks. Like you better just fucking say, hey, yeah. Sorry, I raped a couple of them. I mean, at least. I mean, dude, like just give it up, dude.
What the fuck?
You're 80 years old. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple years. Cosby's done.
60?
He's done, dude. So more than 60 women. Yeah.
Wasn't there a saying that you said on season 2 where he was 3 hoagies away from a dirt nap or something?
Yeah, he's a hoagie away from a heart attack and a dirt nap. Yeah.
That's right. I thought it was like 14 women. 60 women?
60 women.
Sexual battery?
Yeah.
Is he that much of a fucking maniac?
Apparently, he was very horny when he was younger.
Oh, very horny.
And apparently he couldn't. I mean, think about it. Bill Cosby was a big ass deal back in the day. Like he was
Cosby Show?
very famous. I bet he could have had millions of women that probably threw themselves on him. And you know what? For all we know, these 60 women that are accusing him of sexual assault did it willingly. And then they took an opportunity because one of them, maybe he raped one of them, and then she came out and said, hey, this guy's a fuck. Maybe they took that opportunity to come out and say, hey, yeah, he raped me too. When in reality, they probably were into it. You never know. And you know what? We will unfortunately will never know. That's the sad thing about that. We'll never.
It's like how many licks does it take to get to the center of Cosby's dick? The world may never know.
The world will never know because apparently more than 60 women did it without their consent, and yet now they're coming out as of a couple of years ago.
One of those was sexual battery. How do you like? Oh yeah, I had a great time. Like,
I don't know, honestly.
it's like I know that some women are into what is that? Like, no, not fisting. The where is it? Like, it's like a simulated rape. I know some women are into that.
Sorry, Jonathan. Sorry.
We need to have a nickname for her on the show. Fat bitch. Supposedly, actually, yes, she does like that. She is into that. That's very sad. But
Yeah, that's the only way she can get it.
well, so
From a blind rapist.
so yeah, so Dr. Pro's in the book here named off sexual battery as one of the reasons. How is it that you decided not to come out for like 20 years when you were sexually brutalized? Like, that's basically what rape, but you got 2 black eyes and beat up. How do you not immediately report that? I don't know. I'm not the woman. I don't know.
That's the thing. Yeah, you know, you can't be you know, it's hard because it's awfully convenient that all of these women all of a sudden are coming out around the same time with the same guy. But you can't really discredit them because you never know what actually happened. No one really knows except for the 2 people involved or if anyone else was there. You know, so
Bill Cosby could have murdered some of these women.
he could have. You know, honestly, he probably did murder some of the other ones. I bet there were thousands of women. He murdered all but 60, and those 60 are now coming after him. So he really fucked up somewhere in his life. Somewhere in his life, he decided to start killing and raping women, and he was just like, "Oh, this is fine, you know, whatever." That's right here.
Did you take a shot?
I did not take a shot.
I just did 20 minutes ago.
God, I can't. I never got a chance to. I was looking up Kevin Spacey, and he, in fact, does have his sexual assault references on Wikipedia. So maybe Wikipedia isn't as biased as we thought.
Really?
Yeah, that's right here. Yeah, it says, in October 2017, actor Anthony Rapp accused Spacey of sexually assaulting him when Rapp was 14. In the wake of Rapp's accusation, several men came forward claiming that Spacey had sexually harassed or assaulted them as well. And because of that report, Kevin Spacey came out as gay and disclosed that I have had a relationship with both men and women. I have loved and had romantic encounters with men throughout my life, and I choose now to live as a gay man. Well, you know, there goes any chance of me watching House of Cards, so whatever.
So on my computer here, oh, you should watch House because it's really good. So on my computer here, we're actually going to continue the recording after Dr. Book shuts it off, but this is for the super fans here.
The super fans.
For the Chuck Stu Show on my computer,
We're at 35 minutes, dude.
we're at the time. Thank you for listening to the show.
Thank you so much for listening. This has been the Chuck Stu Show for our YouTube fans. If you are interested in hearing more about behind the scenes for this episode, go follow Chuck Stu on Twitter. I know you all have Twitter because y'all are fuckboys. So
Sean C. Stookie.
Sean C. Stoogie, that's Chuck's real name. The C stands for Chuck. Go fuck yourself.
That's right. Thank you for listening to the Chuck Stu Show. And we are outie. Power Man 5000.